I want you to think about the last time you lost a job or contract to a competitor who you know does a much crappier job than you. And you probably told yourself, oh, they were cheaper or they knew someone. Or the sentence I've heard 100 times is like, they just looked more professional. But look, the truth is, they were just selling their business at a different level. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the 3 levels of selling and which one you're almost certainly stuck on and how the brands you admire made the jump. My name is James Coulson. I've been a brand strategist for over 24 years, and this framework explains more lost tenders, more price haggling, and more we can't differentiate ourselves than anything else I use, because the market doesn't reward the best operator. It doesn't always. The market rewards the businesses it can tell apart or communicate their value better. You can be brilliant at what you do and still be invisible. In fact, the most common version I see, level 1, is where 80 to 90% of businesses live. Selling by describing what the thing is, like fully licensed, 20 years of experience, family owned, quality workmanship, blah, blah, blah. Sound familiar? Now, pull up your website and read the homepage, and then pull up the top 3 competitors, and I bet you the words are all interchangeable. If I swap the logos out, nothing would break. That's level 1. It's commodity thinking. And unfortunately, when a buyer can't see any difference between businesses, they conclude that you're all equally as good. They compare the only thing left, and that's price. So that haggling you're experiencing, the not your market being cheap, that's your messaging, giving them nothing else to compare. Level 2 is where maybe 15 to 20% of businesses get to. Instead of describing what you do, you anchor in a specific problem for a specific person. And here's the difference. We're a bookkeeper firm with 0 certification. That's like level 1. We do the books for trade businesses, so you're not doing invoices at 9 p.m. on Tuesday. Same firm, completely different conversation. The second one makes a particular person lean in because you're not selling a service anymore. You're selling the end of a Tuesday night. Level 2 works because relevance beats breadth. A specialist who names my exact problem beats a generalist every single time, even at a high price. But level 2 has a ceiling. Problems can be copied. The moment a competitor spots your niche, they can also claim it. Which is why the brands you actually admire go 1 level higher. Level 3 is the rare air. These brands understand that behind every problem is a person feeling something, and they build an entire brand around that feeling. Nike doesn't sell shoes. It sells you the feeling of being someone who doesn't quit. Qantas doesn't sell seats between cities. For decades, it sold the feeling of coming home. And before you say, whoa, James, that's fine for global giants, let me give you an Australian one. Who Gives a Crap sells toilet paper, the most commodity product on earth. They could have sold ply count, but instead they sell the feeling of doing good without trying hard. Half the profits fund sanitation projects wrapped in humor and just great design. Like to the point where people photograph their toilet paper and post it online voluntarily. And here's the strategic magic most people miss. Once you own an emotion, you're not limited to just one product. They now sell tissues and paper towel. The feeling stretches and the brand grows sideways. Level 1 gets you a sale, but level 3 gets you a business. Let me give you another example. This could be any one of my clients, say electrical contractor, 15 years established, great reputation, competing on every single quote. The level 1 version, licensed electricians, residential, commercial, quality work, competitive prices. Every Sparky within 50 kilometers says this. Level 2 version, we specialize in electrical work for property managers, same-day response and compliance reports your landlords can actually read. Now, the property manager, drowning in tenant complaints, sits up. Now, the level 3 version, the brand owns the feeling of never being caught out. Every touch point, from the van to the follow-up email, says the same thing. You will never get that 5 p.m. phone call of dread again. The property manager isn't buying electrical work anymore. They're buying calm. Same trade, same tools, same license, 3 different businesses in the mind of the buyer. And look, before you think this is something I only point at for other people's businesses, let me show you where I got caught myself. Until recently, the headline on my own agency's homepage was, "Build a brand your business deserves." Sounds good. But if I run it through the test I'm about to give you, it's at level 1. It's all about my service. It's a line any branding agency in the country could say. And of course, plenty do. So I changed it. The new version says, you're generally good at what you do. The market just can't tell. Notice the difference? The first line is about me. The second one is all about you. It names the exact frustration that walks in my door every single week. And if this is your frustration, you feel seen before you've even read a word about what I sell or what I do. After 24 years of doing this, I still had to catch myself selling at the wrong level. So no judgment on where your homepage sits right now. The stuff is generally hard to see from inside. So which level are you on? Here's the test and it takes 30 seconds. Read your homepage headline. If it describes what you do, you're at level 1. If it names a specific problem for a specific person, you're at level 2. And if it speaks to how your best customer wants to feel, you're at level 3. And the shortcut, if you could swap the logo with the competitors and the words still make sense, you're definitely at level 1. So here's the line I want you to leave with. Features will get compared. Problems will get solved, but emotions, they get chosen. You don't need to shout louder than your competitors. You just need to mean more. If this landed, hit us up with a follow. I'll talk about this stuff every week. Otherwise, I will see you on the next one. Leave your mark.